ಆಯ್ತಾ? Welcome to Butt and Butt Tutorials. I am Sheshadri, faculty for English. This session is for 10th grade ICSE and in English. Dear students, we have already done the poem The Heart of the Tree in the previous session. This session is for the question and answers related to the poem. Now, the poem was written by Henry Kuyler Bunner, and these are three things which he has emphasized. One is nature and its beauty, and the importance of the environment and human relationship with nature, as we have also discussed it in the previous sessions. Let us go into the question and answers. Who is described as a friend of sun and sky? A tree is described as a friend of sun and sky. Now, tree is a friend of congenial atmosphere. It reduces air temperature and even purifies air by trapping dust, pollen and smoke. It ensures free gentle breezes. Thus, it is correctly described as a friend of the sun and sky. Whom does a tree give shelter? How? A tree gives shelter to birds. It provides them home to stay by allowing them to build their nest on it. Birds dwell on the trees and their sweet songs during dawn delight us, thus spreading the message of peace and harmony. You can also add that tree also gives shelter to people. When there is a blazing sun, it provides a cool shade. So you can please add that also. Tree provides shade to people also when there is a blazing sun. Which literary device has been used in the line, "In hushed and happy twilight heard"? The literary device used here is the figure of speech, alliteration. The initial sound of letter H is repeated here in the words hushed, happy, heard. These literary devices are used for poetic effect. Dear students, please note that alliteration is a very common question which is asked in the exam. So they will ask you which example of alliteration, please give examples of alliteration which is done in the poem. So you can give that test. Explain the treble of heaven's harmony. Treble means a high-pitched tone in music. Now in music, dear students, we know that there are two basic sounds. One is bass and one is treble. The low tones are bass and the high notes are treble. Now, generally bird song, when we hear, they are shrill, they are in the high-pitched tone. So that is why he is used when he is describing bird song, he is referring to the word treble. Now, trees provide room for birds to dwell. They sing sweet songs during dawn, which is very soothing. The high tone of the song is symbolic of heaven's harmony. It provides an atmosphere of calm and comfort. It gives the world a message of peace and harmony. Definitely anything which has got to do with music is harmonious. That is one reason why even music is enjoyed generally by everybody, because there is a certain harmony, any kind of music, be it Indian, classical, Western, there is always harmony in that. So now this bird song also promotes that same harmony, and it provides us an atmosphere of calm and comfort. Describe the things one plants along with planting a tree mentioned in the above stanza. The poet mentions the enormous things one plants while he plants a tree. Trees provide abundant benefits. They purify the air, combat with climatic change. They give us food, shelter from the warm weather, and give us gentle rains. They beautify the environment and turn the place into a heaven on earth. They give shelter to the birds who in return sing sweet songs for us. Such soothing atmosphere created with the planting of trees spreads the message of peace and harmony to the entire world. Thus, trees are beneficial to benefit us with such priceless resources. Which is why the entire poem is dedicating, he is dedicating it to the good act, to the goodness of the act which goes in planting a tree. Now, questions based on stanza 2. How has the poet described a tree in this stanza? The poet has described a tree as a symbol of glory. He says he plants the glory of the plain. Trees are the source of many useful means. They provide cool shade for summer and tender rains in all seasons. They are reproduced by merely planting a seed and bud, which in turn blooms in coming times. They please the environment with their grace. It serves as a living legacy for the next generation. In this particular stanza, where he is referring to harvest of a coming age, which is line 7, and he says, the joy that unborn eyes shall see. Unborn eyes are basically the future generation, the coming generation. The babies in the future generation. So that is how he is describing the tree. It serves as a living legacy for the next generation. Which line has been repeated and why? The line repeated in the poem is, what does he plant who plants a tree? Each stanza opens up with the same line, which is an interrogative form. It is also a rhetorical question where the answer follows, but the poet wants people to think about what to expect out of the whole poem, which is why he repeats this line. This is repeated to lay emphasis on the importance and value of planting trees. One who plants a tree plants enormous things along with it. The answer is provided by the poet itself in the subsequent sentences. Which social and ecological benefits of tree plantation does the poet refer to here? The poet refers here to various benefits of tree plantation. Trees give us food, shelter, and fresh air. They both purify and beautify the environment we live in. Without any discrimination, trees are beneficial to all the beings in the surrounding. They reduce air pollution by purifying the air. They act as a home for birds whose sweet humming brightens our lives. They prevent soil erosion by restraining the unchecked flow of water. Now, these are some of the social and ecological benefits of tree plantation, which is referred in this stanza. In what way is a tree the harvest of coming age? The outcome of tree plantation is bountiful. They reward the environment with all the necessary resources. Trees tend to live very long, some lasting for several thousand years. So the benefits we derive from trees extend as long as the tree lives. And it spreads its branches far and wide and reaches our future generations to harvest their benefits as well. So harvest of a coming age. So definitely in the generations that follow us, people will make use of the different benefits which the tree will give. What else gets planted on the earth besides seed and bud? The tree planter actually plants seed and bud. These two basic things are the basic means to reproduce a tree. But the result of the plantation brings about abundant resources without which we cannot exist. With a foresight, we realize that planting a seed and bud is an actual planting a joyful and healthy future. The tree planter plants glorious plains. He plants the heritage of the forest. Obviously, the tree today and tomorrow, the same area, once it becomes a forest, this tree here will be the ancestor of many of the trees. So he kind of becomes a heritage of the forest. Thus, he plants tremendous joy for the generations yet to be born on earth. Questions based on stanza 3. Explain his blessings on the neighborhood. Dear students, we have explained this in our discussion session also. Please note that when capital H is used, it generally refers to God. So the answer is, trees are a form of blessings to us from nature. It holds our joy and very existence on earth. The benefits derived from trees are a necessity for all the living beings. By using the word his, which usually refers to God, the divine nature of tree planting is brought out. One who nurtures a tree does good to himself and all those in his surroundings. Tree plantation brings about a sense of unity in the neighborhood. They give us a new identity and encourage civic good. Your responsibility as a citizen is also brought out here when it comes out as a civic good. That is the next question. Tree planted is civic good. How? Civic good is basically doing for the environment or society we live in. Being a good citizen and doing some service to the society in which we live. A tree planter not just ensures good for himself, but for the society as a whole. Social benefits of civic nature with plantation, they include ensured health and well-being, community development and pollution control. Tree plantation is a very thoughtful act which directly or indirectly benefits the whole society. Do you agree with the poet that a nation's growth depends upon the wealth of trees? Why and why not? Definitely, yes, we agree. Yes, I agree with the poet that the nation's wealth depends upon the wealth of its trees. There are various economic effects of afforestation. Trees make a massive contribution to our livelihood, economic development, and to the gross national income. The resources derived from trees help to produce commodity, which in terms of money means a lot. Please note here, this is not only the wood that is used for different aspects of construction or furniture making. There are also a great deal of medicines which come out of trees. Those are they are very active pharmaceutical components which come out of trees. So this produces commodities which in terms of money means a lot. Trees are ageless and the benefits received from them are abundant due to reduction in pollution and controlling soil erosion. Hence, they promote the national growth of a country. Which value does one inculcate with tree plantation? Who holds the growth of the land? Tree planting includes the values of love and loyalty among the people in the society. When one benefits the others unconditionally, they develop a sense of care and honesty within themselves. The growth of our land is in our own hands, definitely. So, who in the hollow of his hand is the word he says, holds all the growth of our land. So, hollow of the hand means he is also saying as though it is God's blessings, but definitely the growth of the land also is in our hands. Being responsible citizens of our nation, we must acknowledge the necessity of making our environment clean and green with the help of trees. Turning our land to the utmost cultivable level will lead to the country's growth and development. Is the poem The Heart of the Tree relevant to our times? How? Yes. This poem is absolutely relevant to our times, and it is my feeling that it forever will be. Though the poem was written long ago, when ecological imbalance was not a major concern, it has a universal application, especially during current times when we are facing deforestation. Trees help to make the land fertile, with which we get good crops. Agriculture being our national occupation, trees form a vital part as they prevent land erosion. They help to maintain the ecological balance. Thus, we should preserve our trees and plants with great care. Now write a critical appreciation of the poem, The Heart of the Tree. By this we are coming to the end of the questions. The title of the poem, The Heart of the Tree, is appropriate and suggestive of feelings. The poet describes the heart of the tree, which is kind, generous and bountiful. Basically, all these are good things which are in a human heart. So that he is personified the tree and said heart of the tree. So how he is describing the good qualities. It is impartial and selfless in showering its blessings on everyone. It showers the quality of loving and caring on all beings unconditionally. The poem has a universal application, although it was written many years ago when there was not much concern for the environment. It has a significant message for our generation. Today, deforestation has led to many drastic problems. It's very important to realize the never-ending need of trees, which provide us resources which are essential for our existence. With this, we come to the end of the question and answer session. Any doubts, please contact us on these numbers, or you can send a message in the Button But Tutorials mobile app chat section. Thank you.